Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all appropriate ages, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Happy Tuesday. This is honestly going to be my final video on Empyrean until we hear about what they're going to do to fix it, because I'm tired of talking about it. But I wanted to kind of precisely, in my stupid way, go through what I enjoy and hate. First things first, it's my 6-year anniversary on Warframe. Fuck, Jesus. January 2014 I started playing this game. I'm trying to think about what other game I've played. Well, I've not played any other game as close to as much as I've played this. Skyrim, because I played that twice, and I've still got to finish it on PSVR, so damn. That's a close second. Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anything? No. I'm going to have to think about that. Anyway, how am I going to go about talking about it as precisely as I possibly can, because I'm an idiot? I suppose it would just be better by, the best way would be by going through each thing individually. And we'll start off with solo play, because solo play at the moment is the only way you can kind of get it to work properly. And I'm speaking from a PlayStation perspective. I know people have shown videos of a litany of bugs on PC and Xbox and Nintendo, and a few that I've not encountered yet. Oh, also, before we get into it, I just want to say to all of you that watched that Intrinsic Farm video, thank you very much. Switch to Naramon. But yeah, solo play, it works fine apart from the intrinsics that it says you get at the end of the mission that you don't really get. I'm still losing an average of 4 compared to what it says every mission, both solo and with squads. Arkwing, Amisha's first, Watchful Swarm, sometimes doesn't actually work. And sometimes can't use my Arkwing weapons when I'm in Arkwing mode, and sometimes... No, that's it actually, yeah. Is that it? I swear there was... No, that's it. They're the only problems I've had solo. Yeah. And now let's get into the long laundry list of PvE. Playing with a squad. So we got those ones. Arkwing, have I had any other issues? No. Just that one with Amisha's Watchful Swarm, which is why I usually go to Hildren, because of her passive, which also works on your railjack if you're piloting it. And for all of you that aren't sure of what that is, become invulnerable for a brief moment after shields are depleted. Trust me. Great for using Amisha if you're going to go out of your railjack, and it's great for piloting your railjack. But I did just encounter a bug this morning that I've never encountered before. Maybe some of you have. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but earlier this morning I was in Vale Proxima, and I could only use my primary weapon. I couldn't use my secondary, couldn't use my melee, couldn't use any of my abilities. So yeah, that's a fresh one. Speaking of weapons as well, where is that? Weapon locked behind bugged content. The Shedu. If you're going to bring out a weapon that you've teased us for years, at least when we get it, don't have it bugged. Because sometimes it will just stop firing as well. And not just in Empyrean missions. Every time I took it to level up on Hydron, after about wave 6 or 7, it just stopped firing completely. I was so looking forward to this weapon.
if I may say, operator.
So yeah,
your chosen
sometimes
Warframe suits
you can't use your weapons, sometimes you can't use your abilities. I also want to talk about people's discussions about missions. You know, people saying, oh, it's all the same mission but with just extra side objectives. Yeah, they're all an exterminate mission, pretty much, with the side objective of an assassination or a sabotage. Yes, it's not what we got during any of the demos that we saw in the past. We still haven't been able to squad up with a ground team on either Saturn or Earth. That will come in time, don't you worry, we'll get that eventually. This was rushed out, we all know that for a fact. Also, they didn't update it, they didn't fix the bug, so I got to keep my money and not buy the Empyrean collection. I mean, yeah, but there's no problem with exterminate missions. We do exterminate missions all the time. Every planet has the same missions, just with increased difficulty, an increase in numbers, an increase in certain objectives. So why are you complaining now? And people also compare those to Arkwing missions. Look, as far as I'm concerned, the best Arkwing mission is this one. Salacia on Neptune, just because it's the best for leveling up your gear. People talk about, is that exterminate mission still on Mars? Yeah, it is. All fairness, no. I've always been a fan of that mobile defense. Where's the one everyone absolutely hates? No, not Interception, that's pretty good. Is it Saturn? Yeah, Pursuit's pretty garbage. And is it Rush? No, that's a Sabotage. There was a Rush somewhere, I can't remember where. Is it Pluto? Did Rush get... God, you think I've been playing it for this long, I know exactly where everything is, but no, I am just still an idiot. But yeah, stop complaining. We haven't been complaining before. Let's stop complaining now. Is there anything else I want to talk about in terms of mission types? No, not really. We'll get into RNG in a minute. Yeah, trying to pair up with a squad. Oh, Guy on Point. If you haven't got your schedule yet, or you're looking for those rare cash points, go there now. Actually no, by the time I upload this video it would have already been gone and you'll have to wait another 2 hours or so. That was pointless, sorry everyone. Yeah, my game has crashed just trying to join a squad. 5 times so far actually, so yeah. That's a big issue. Loading times have increased drastically, and sometimes the frame rate and the lag when you're joining certain squads, especially when I've played with German players, and I only say that because I know they're German from the German gamer tag, the frame rates and the lag is, the ping is just absolutely bloody terrible. So yeah, I know they can't do anything about that, but loading times, I expect them to be bad, but not that bad. I didn't expect the game to crash during the loading screen, but wow, what can you do? So yeah, that's that. So we talked about Warframes being bugged, weapons being bugged, Arkwing, Amicia having a bug. Let's go to the dojo. And while it's loading up, I shall have a sip of my coffee. Gotta love your coffee. I can't drink tea anymore. It doesn't agree with my gut. Oh yeah, I also remove. I know I thanked everyone for watching, liking and disliking that intrinsic farm, but I did remove my last video talking about bugs that I put out about a week or so ago, just because I had to, like, this is like an update of that. Speaking of updates, Dojo. As I showed during my Rise and Tide video, it wasn't allowing me to build it where I had space. I had to go down into my basement and build my bloody dry dock, which is at the end past all the reactors, so it makes me wonder about how much space we actually have to build. Yeah, this bug still happens where your ship doesn't load in half the time. Yeah, that's fucking great, isn't it? I've also seen people's screenshots of an enemy cruise ship just outside there. I've never encountered that one. But yeah, this bug is... what the blue hell. And I want to come into the dry dock to talk about the next few issues. I'd rather call them issues than bugs, because I'm not even sure what was meant to be and what wasn't anymore. Oh my days. What the fuck? If I get a network not responding issue, I'm gonna kick off. Because that has still been an issue since the sacrifice update. And there's been no real answer as to why that's happened and what they're gonna do to fix it. And that has stopped me from actually being able to log in and play multiple times. Oh, a sunny popper. Alright. Hey, there you are. Oh, by the way, did you know you can get up there? Oh. An idiot. Well done, Wayne. Alright, let's see if I can do it again. I've got to try and get to that. Come on, you can do it, Wayne. You can do it, Wayne. There we go. We're up here. We can finally meet the waving man. And we got Jason Perillo just doing his trademark arm cross. Oh yeah, you can get up here. Unfortunately, you can't go in there. Anyway, enough of the shenanigans. You can also climb to the very top of your railjack if you want. So, one thing people are also complaining about the grind for resources. And yes, I know it can be a pain in the arse to begin with. I mean, 6,000 titanium, 5,000 cubic diodes is a bit of a stretch. Don't get me wrong. It's even more of a stretch when you have to spend 15,000 titanium and even more of all the other resources. But that's only for the first time. Say, like here for example, this is the best shield I've ever gotten. I've had 4 before that. If you build them and then you come across a better one, scrap all the other ones, you get half your resources back. So it may be a grind for the first one you build, but then you get some of your resources back, it becomes less and less and less of a grind. By half each time. So yeah, it still is a bit crap with how much you have to collect, but oh yeah, and that's another thing. I don't think boosters, resource booster and drop chance booster completely work for certain things. Weapons, I know the drop chances. Well, actually, I've never had a problem with getting decent weapons. I mean, I've got my Vidar Carcinox. Some of you say Carcinox, I say Carcinox. 25 plus 25% weapon damage. Yeah, it could be better, but still, it does the job. Vidar Cryophon, 40% weapon damage. Now we're talking. Tycho Seeker Mark III. I'm still debating which one I prefer, that or the Malati. As I said before, intrinsics, I mean, yeah, I'm 7.6, 7.7. But, yeah, the intrinsic bug, where you don't get everything it says you've actually earned, is something that needs to be sorted out. Payload, I've never had a problem with payload. My only problem is with when I let people pilot my ship and they just spam munitions and don't charge and miss. And you're wasting my resources, pal. Learn to fire before you use the gun. And then we get to avionics. But while I'm also talking about avionics, there's also talk at the same time. I mean, I already said I've never had a problem getting decent weapons. Components like the shield, the engine, the reactor. This is probably the worst RNG we've had since the Wolf Sledge. This is probably RNG at its absolute most. I'm trying not to swear as much these days. Dog poo. Yeah, the most dog poo it's ever been. You know, this is the best engine I've got. 34 kilometer speed, plus 0.15 boost, 10 on board gain 20% weapon damage increase, which I like, but I don't really care for speed. I mean, engine's 477, engine boost 2.1. I'm not gonna complain about it. I also like the fact I've got extra weapon damage increase for 10 on board. Sigma reactor, yeah, trying to get a decent reactor from Veil Proxima is, let me put it this way, I've only ever had Zetki reactors. Never found a Lavan reactor. Actually, no, I found one Lavan reactor and it was garbage. Never had a Vidar reactor drop, and every single Zetki reactor has only had avionic capacities in the 30s and roughly around 100 to 150 flux capacity. I mean, in all fairness, I'd rather go for avionics over flux, and even though some of them have extra bonuses on the reactors, I've not considered them to be worth it in comparison to the reduction of avionic capacity. Shield, I mean, I can't talk bad about this shield. I mean, 410. I know there are probably better ones out there. Plus 4.3% shield regen per second. 10 on board, the railjack gain a 10% booster shields. It's not a bad shield. I know there are better ones out there that people have got, but yeah, the amount of time it took me to get that, just that shield, and that engine, get the hell out. Same with avionics. As I said the other day, the Zetki bulkhead, that was me just trying to get a decent bulkhead specifically, just to see how long it would take. Over 2 days, 4.5 hours, and that was with a resource booster and a drop chance booster, which I had for the 3 hours on Sunday and for the first half an hour on Monday. It took that long. Still using a Zetki Maxima because I haven't had anything better. No, sorry, Vidar Maxima. A Zetki Hull Weave. I'm using forward artillery for my, obviously, forward artillery. Best one I've got. Hyperstrike. Increase turret damage. Polar coil to increase the heat capacity. Heat accretion and heat capacity. I can get off about 8 shots with my Cryophon, and I can get off a hell of a lot more with my Carcinox. Particle ram, yep, I got that. Tactical, got Void Cloak. Battleforge for each Quanta, fire suppression, form up. But yeah, battle, I've got Particle Ram and Seeker Volley. Still not had Void Hole drop on me yet. But yeah, just the grind, the RNG, the stat rolls. I don't know what they were thinking of when they decided, oh, let's make it this bad. That needs a rework in itself. People are panicking that the new war's going to get delayed because of what needs fixing on this. Yes, of course it's going to be. Most of us would have preferred to have seen Railjack come out now as opposed to before Christmas. It would have come out in a less bugged state, a more playable state with other players. Yeah, just even boarding your Railjack. Or boarding another player's Railjack when you get actually into a mission has a litany of bugs.
Meditation. War is a lifetime scholarship. The enemy, no finer teacher.
Yeah, I know, Sai. Life is always a lesson. We are forever a student. Yeah. Sometimes using your turrets, I've got the whole 360 view. Sometimes there will be black walls that just come up and obscure my view, making it unable for me to see out all the way around. Sometimes loading into a squad that's already joined a mission. The map in the top left doesn't load up. The actual area outside, the whole mission doesn't load up. I'm just stuck in a Railjack. I can't see my squad mates. I get stuck in Slingshot. The other day I got stuck in the Slingshot and the whole screen just went completely black. All I could do was either wait till the squad finished the mission or leave. And even when they finished the mission, I still couldn't escape. I had to wait till he went back to the dojo and then leave. So yeah, that's the slingshot issue covered. The level not actually loading up when you join someone's railjack, not loading up. Omni. The amount of times that there has been a hull rupture or catastrophic breach imminent, and you've got a minute to patch it, and the Omni just doesn't work. That's been the cause of a few mission fails a couple of times. I must say I've not had a problem with refining resources. People are complaining about the healing bubbles. You're basically complaining about nullifier shields. Behave yourselves. Just shoot it. Oh yeah. Also, is it the? It's the. It is the Outrider that has the red weak points on the ship. If there's a healing bubble out there, destroy that before you destroy those weak points on the Outrider. Otherwise, the Outrider then becomes unkillable. Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times. Yep, that's those covered. I've never had a problem with using tactical cruise ships. Jesus Christ, one of the biggest issues, the cruise ship bugs. Yeah, I'm also going to bring up the bug we like, where you don't actually have to hack it. You can just enter and leave, and it will bring down the reactor shield. I don't care. I don't mind hacking. I'm good at hacking. So, yeah, that can get fixed. I know people are going to moan and bitch. Just build ciphers if you can't hack properly. What else? Yeah, the fact that sometimes they don't actually spawn in. Yeah, that needs fixing, definitely. I've also encountered a cruise ship that I couldn't get to the reactor of because the whole of its interior was just one big asteroid. So yeah, that's also an issue. But yeah, that is literally like the biggest pain, the cruise ships and their bugs. The rest of it is pretty much fine. Other than when you can't actually see the mission. Yeah, we've talked about resources being too high to begin with, but then they die down over time, the more you play. RNG's a bloody mess. And the stat rolls are appalling. I know there's something I'm missing. I mean, there is the bug where your Arcwing weapons will appear on your Warframe while you're in the railjack, and I just think that looks funny. Sometimes it makes my Velocitus look like a strap-on. There was something else, I'm trying to remember what the hell it was. Oh yeah, sometimes I've not been able to actually exit a railjack. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, what the hell was the other thing I'm thinking of? Come on, Wayne, think. Have a walk around and think. Oh yeah, that's it. People complaining about not being able to one-shot everything, even with Mark III weapons. Look, guys, girls, tenno of all ages. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee again, hang on. Let's be real here. We've been able to room nuke, crowd control and one-shot everything for years. With all the different abilities Warframes have that we've leveled up, all the different weapons we've added so much format to. be quiet just because there's now a game mode where you can't one-shot everything. I mean, we got too comfortable being able to one-shot limbs off Eidolons and 1 to 2 shot each leg of an Orb Mother. Sorry, Prophet Taker. I welcome this challenge of not being able to one-shot everything. Who cares that you can't one-shot everything? If that's your biggest complaint, then I don't know what to say to you, honestly. Oh, my Craven Mark III hasn't one-shot. Oh, I can't one-shot a cruise ship. Well, you can. If this is strong enough. If your forward artillery is strong enough, then you can one-shot a cruise ship on Val Proxima. Just learn which avionics to put in your railjack. And yeah, that's actually it. That's everything I wanted to cover. But yeah, like I said, last video on railjack, until we get an update, until we hear what Digital Extremes have to say for themselves. And what time is it? Do I fancy I had breakfast. I may have an early lunch. I'm just feeling a bit hungrier than usual. But yeah, I had to remove that last video and try and talk about this more precisely. Because it was... Once something starts bugging me and it won't leave my head, I have to just talk and get it out of my system. Thank God I'm not doing it with alcohol. I think I controlled my language pretty well. Didn't swear as much. Did I at all? I don't know. But yeah, those are the litany of bugs. Very few on solo. Quite a few when you're playing with a squad or trying to play with a squad. But yeah, oh yeah, speaking of intrinsics. Oh no, I can't do it from here. I'm gonna have to get out the railjack. Ah, where's the nearest exit? There we go. Yeah. Hopefully they add intrinsics as a skirmish complete bonus. That would be a nice touch. I think we're owed that. But like I said, the game's still pretty fresh. I'm over halfway, but still, it's just going to increase and increase and increase in how much you need. And then we got command coming out. So yeah, it's going to be relatively rough once again. Now I'm done talking about Empyrean. No more talk about Empyrean, I promise. That's it. Happy 6th anniversary to me. Oh, I can't use emotes. That sucks. I want to use emotes for my operator. I also want mods for my bloody amp. I think mods on an amp would be pretty hilarious. Even if they were just the peculiar mods, they would be quite funny. And with that being said, I shall see you all later.